with Toby's Fund for Reproductive Health Equity. 60% of people will have a disability, either temporary or permanent, in their lifetime. 60%. In 2023, more than 1 in 4 people, 27% in the U.S., have a disability, according to the CDC. The passage of the Americans with Disability Act, the ADA, in 1990 did not magically include the addition of ramps on every street and storefronts or automatically access every building that a person needs, provide interpreters, and accommodate each variety of disability. There is an assumption that 27% of people in the U.S. only need access to hospitals and doctors' offices, that some people don't need to partake in education, entertainment, eating out, and sex. Yes, even sex, just because they have a disability. Reproductive justice and disability justice are the same fight, two sides of the same coin. Both prioritizing the right to bodily autonomy and self-determination, the right to raise children, if one chooses to have them, with dignity and in a safe environment, the right to access the health care one needs, free from political interference or stigmatization. Attacks on reproductive health care have a disproportionate impact on certain individuals and communities, particularly the disability community. Years ago, I worked in Chicago at the Cook County Department of Public Health with the healthcare needs of the unhoused, or those we referred to at the time as people without permanent shelter. The group included a large number of cognitively impaired people. One needs report has haunted me for years. It was concerning those who relied on public mobility transport to get around. All of them reported confidentially that some of the drivers touched them, inappropriately touched them. All of them also reported confidentially that they were between a rock and a hard place. They needed mobility transport. It's an old story. People with disabilities are more than 3 times more likely than non-disabled people to experience serious, violent crime such as rape and sexual victimization, according to a 2014 National Crime and Victimization Survey. Having a disability can increase a person's risk of rape and sexual assault. Children with mental health or intellectual disabilities are almost 5 times more likely than their non-disabled peers to experience sexual abuse. Having multiple disabilities increases a person's risk of rape and sexual assault. The fall of Roe v. Wade and the subsequent wave of abortion bans and restrictions in U.S. states have grave consequences for the estimated 27% of the U.S. adults with a disability. Pregnancy can be dangerous for anyone. It's 14 times more dangerous to carry a pregnancy to term than to have an abortion. But people who enter pregnancy with underlying health issues are at an even greater risk. Banning abortion for people with disabilities only compounds long-standing obstacles to abortion care. The double standards and hypocrisy of those politicians who ban abortions for those capable of getting pregnant in their state is unconscionable. Parents and other relatives charged with taking care of people with disabilities have resorted to taking things into their own hands, stockpiling emergency contraception, EC, always, by the way, a good idea, and providing sex education. The problem of sex forced on people with disabilities that cannot either defend themselves or cognitively understand the abuse that is going on is pervasive. And tragically, so many states also restrict the one option that can offer assistance to the consequences of the silent epidemic of sexual abuse of the disabled if they find themselves pregnant: abortion. By justifying their own values and ignoring the consideration of that person's loved ones is presumptuous, harsh, and frankly cruel. I hope you'll consider this, particularly when you vet candidates and ultimately vote.